So as a primarily solo filmmaker and creative, there's a lot of things that go through my mind on my day-to-day basis on how I can elevate my workflow, but also how I can grow as a professional. There's not really a playbook, right? Whether you're a creator or you're a more traditional DP or director, or you're a gaffer, when you're working by yourself in this freelance community, there's no like set path. A lot of times as you're combing through YouTube for inspiration, your head oftentimes goes to gear. I'm guilty of that. How can I get the latest tech that'll help elevate me and get me closer to my goal? But today I just want to shift focus and talk about collaborations and basically how collaborations actually helped move the needle and helped me grow both as a creative, but also helped me just enjoy my workflow a lot more. Now there's 3 types of collaborations I want to touch upon in this video. They're in no particular order, but they all serve a specific function. And if you have any questions at any point, leave them down in the comments below. All right, so the first type of collaboration is probably more traditional. It's something that you probably think about when you think of the word collaboration, and that's working with other professionals in different fields to come together and work in a single project. In my particular case, I like to think of these as cross-skill projects or cross-skill spec pieces. Whether you're working on a professional project, then obviously it's for work. But when you're working on spec projects, inspiration projects, just projects for fun to help build your craft, this is what I call cross-skill spec pieces. So how does this work? Well, you as a creative possess a very specific set of skills. As you're going through your creative journey, you probably hone in on a specific skill set more than others. So when you first start out, you're probably the jack of all trades. You're doing everything in a project. If you're making a video, you're shooting, editing, lighting, producing, all of that. Whether or not you think of it as different hats, you're basically doing a lot of different jobs in one to come together and create a final piece. As you level up, you start to notice your skill set particularly leaning in a specific pathway, and you get a lot better at a specific skill. In my case, I really enjoy being behind the camera. So traditionally, that is often called a DP role, or director of photography. That's the person who's in charge of the camera, who's in charge of the settings, the positioning, the framing, and all the things that revolve around a camera. But when you think about professional spec pieces or projects in general, there are a lot of different hats that go into creating and elevating a really high level piece of work. This is where collaboration becomes really essential, and it's one of the key pillars to help you level up overall in your output, but also learn a lot as you work through things. So as a DP, the way that you collaborate and elevate your projects is by working with people who have specific skill sets in different areas. Oftentimes, I like to reach out and work with gaffers, people who are professionally skilled and toned in lighting. I like to work with editors who are particularly honed in on and really cracked at editing. I like to work with sound design specialists, people who are really good and really skilled at the audio aspect. And I've even worked with directors to help collaborate creatively on a vision to help execute something for a project. By working with niche specialists, you can help elevate a project overall, but also you can learn a lot by working with people who are working primarily in different trades. As a solo creator, when I work with someone who's a professional sound designer, I pick up different things. I try to elevate my own work by learning these little tools of the trade. Likewise, when I'm working with professional gaffers, I learn a lot about lighting just by being on set and collaborating with different people who have different lighting tastes, know different things, and you can just pull different pieces of information by being in these environments. You're basically working with a lot of different stack specialists, and even though they may be more interested in, let's say, like sound design, you can elevate your own personal craft by taking the perspective of different specialists and incorporating it into your own work. Now, the most common way to do this, obviously, is doing spec pieces by reaching out to people you know or developing relationships with people who live near you to work collaboratively on projects that aren't necessarily for like professional use. They're just help to build your portfolio. But this is a win-win solution where by working with other people, they get a final piece for their own portfolio, as do you, but you also work together, you build relationships, and then by collaborating for fun projects, then you can go ahead and build those relationships and reach out to them when you do get a client project in the future. And then you guys have already had that relationship, you can collaborate again, and it's just a more seamless, more fluid, and a much more fun way to work on projects and build relationships rather than doing all of the different jobs by yourself on every single project. It's just a different way to work, to collaborate, and it's always great to get new perspectives and to try and adjust the way that you see things, not necessarily to mimic or change the the way you work, but rather to gain inspiration from different assets, different facets, and level up. It's a fun way to collaborate, and it's a great way to both build out your portfolio through spec pieces, but also develop those relationships. The second type of collaboration is one that I use very often with my buddy Peace, and that's the creator buddy system. Now, this specifically attends to solo creators or freelance creatives, and those are people who basically kind of just work on their own. They do their own projects. Recently, you've seen a huge boom in the creator economy of people taking on sponsorships, growing their following, doing different things. And in those situations, a lot of times people do have to do a lot of different jobs on their own, the light, edit, sound design, all that jazz. And it can get a lot. And from my own personal experience, it's always great to at least have one extra set of hands, both to either hold a light, operate a camera, or do the various tasks of filmmaking, but not just the literal physical aspect. Having another person with you working together is a great mental boost, and it's a great way to help elevate your workflow as you have another set of eyes and another perspective to lean on. So me personally, I work with my good friend Peace all the time. Peace also lives in Tokyo. We both known each other for a long time. We both went to the same high school. And Peace is also a solo freelance creator. We've built this relationship over time, both on spec pieces and just working on for fun pieces, where if Peace needs a hand filming, perhaps like a sponsored segment or even for fun project, I go ahead and help Peace in any way that I can. And then vice versa. If I ever need help either operating a camera, filming me, or doing anything creative, oftentimes I like to ask Peace because A, we both live in the same city and we're not too far away physically, but also we become collaborators. So we understand each other's taste, we understand what looks good, but we also respect each other's vision in terms of taking on different perspectives, maybe adjusting our lighting, adjusting our editing, looking for feedback. It's a great way to develop a creator buddy system where you have somebody that you trust, that you can work together collaboratively on different projects. And it's really another great and fun way to develop a relationship with someone, develop a friendship where you can lean on each other to help grow together, but also you get just a different type of perspective. And it's not just you in your office sitting by yourself solo all the time. And that's just kind of like a dark, not fun way to approach this sort of work. The creator buddy system is something I highly recommend if you have somebody working, maybe not even like the same specific niche, but you have a friend who works in the creative field locally. Just reach out, see what they're working on, see if you can help out, and then just develop that relationship, work on different projects together, sometimes for you, sometimes for them. And over time, that win-win situation is just gonna blossom, and it's gonna help you both out immensely. Another great example of this is my good friend Pangea. Joe is based out of Germany, and obviously I'm based in Tokyo, so we're not a local creator combination, but our creator buddy system has been working on different projects over the years, and we've developed this relationship where I've gone to Europe and we've worked together on a fun Solomon piece, and then when Joe came to Tokyo a couple years ago, we worked again together to create some cool assets. And the way that developed is we just reach out to each other through Instagram, develop that relationship, and by working together over time, you develop those relationships. And A, it makes work a lot more fun, but also B, it helps you build your overall portfolio. It helps build your overall skill set by having a different set of eyes that helps critique and hold you accountable. It's just a great way to collaborate. And the third type of collaboration is a trade test. A trade test can take a variety of different forms, but typically when I think about a trade test, I think about myself offering a trade, another person offering a trade or skill set, and then together you both win through this one-on-one, transaction. So living in Tokyo over the last 2 years, I developed a network of creatives and friends that I collaborate with all the time. One collaborator you've seen a lot on this channel is Cody. Cody is a model and DJ based in Tokyo. And I obviously like to do professional photography, but I also like to create videos. So I work with Cody very often in this trade test format. Basically what we do is just go out and shoot. We shoot cool stuff. We have different ideas for different transitions, different styles of work. We're always experimenting and trying to come up with something cool. Now in this scenario, we're both offering a trade. Cody is offering his trade of professional modeling, and I'm offering my trade of either professional videography or photography. And we're both coming together to create, again, this is a type of spec piece. Now in this focus session, we both get something very beneficial. A, we get a piece for our portfolio that we can post either on social media or on our personal websites or whatever. You get some great photos, you get a great video, and you can both use that in different ways. I can use that to showcase a new technique and perhaps attract new clients, mainly through social media. And then Cody can use this on his social media or his portfolio to attract different clients in terms of modeling, so he can get additional professional gigs. This has actually worked really fluidly. Cody has gotten cast casted for different modeling opportunities, in part due to a lot of different spec pieces that we've done. And likewise, I've gotten professional jobs based off the work that we've created together. Someone has seen a piece that we've both done, and either they'll cast Cody for a professional shoot, or they'll see a piece that we've done and they'll ask me to shoot something similar for their brand. This sort of trade test or spec piece is a great way to work with, specifically if you're a photographer or videographer, a model who then can use that to help attract work, and then you can use it yourself to attract different types of work. We work together very often to collaborate on the concept, think about what we've seen, how we can differentiate ourselves and create something new and exciting. And it's really fun. It's really fun to experiment and keep things fresh without having sort of a pressure from a client or any sort of outside influence. And then B, it's really beneficial. It's beneficial for both of us. It's a win-win, and it's a great way to collaborate with people in your local environment, but also meet new people and reach out. And it's just a great way to collaborate. So yeah, those are 3 types of collaborations that I've been utilizing very heavily throughout my career, and I think they've been really beneficial. And probably the most important facet of working as a solo creator is really leaning in on these different types of collaborations. If you have any questions on anything I covered today, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And if you have any suggestions or different types of ways that you collaborate, again, leave them down below so the community can benefit from that information. If you like my color grade, my presets, my sound design, they'll all be linked down below in my shop. It's a great help to the channel. If you're interested, please check it out. And if you're a real one and made it to the end of the video, leave the word collab down below. Thanks again for sticking around. I'll see you guys in the next one.